This video is presented by EA Game Changers. What's going on, guys? It's Lights, and in this video, we're going to break down the best defense in Madden 18 to start, and that's going to be man defense, but more specifically, cover one. We're going to show why in every single detail that a cover one defense, in our opinion, has the potential to be the best. And we show you all of those reasons. You don't want to miss out the entire video, including matching up personnel and stopping the run, doing coach adjustments to get your best corner on their best receiver, the improvement of outside and inside shading, and then finally the addition of new deep zones to cornerbacks and safeties, and also addition of new hook zones to the defensive line makes us be able to adjust with man coverage like we've never been able to before. Let's start off with stopping the run. In a cover one, it's a single high safety. The strong safety comes down into the box. So we're going to have the numbers to stop the run. You just want to make sure you match personnel. If they're in I form or a 2 tight end single back or even a 3 tight end single back, you need to be in a 3-4, a 4-3, a 4-4, a 4-6. You need to be in a defense that has a lot of defensive linemen and a lot of linebackers. If they come out in a shotgun 3 receiver, 4 receiver, then you can match up and go nickel or dime. But you cannot go nickel and dime to stop the run in man coverage if they're in I form. Here's a good example, 3-4 odd, Storm Brave 1. It's a cover 1 blitz. Left of screen, inside linebacker is blitzing. He's going to try to shoot that left B gap. We're going to be on the safety to clog up any hole. If you feel like you're not skilled enough to control the safety, you can play on the defender that's manned up on the running back or one of the defensive linemen. I like this defense better than cover 0 to stop the run. I think cover 0 blitzes are better to stop the inside run, but since the strong safety comes down into the box with the cover 1, I think it stops the outside run better. All right, here I just audible to a cover 0 blitz, which is the Y or triangle audible, and it will stop the inside run well, but a lot of the times when you blitz too many guys, they over pursuit and there can be holes open, especially to the outside. So here I'm going to run a stretch, and I do believe we stopped them for no gain, but there was potential to break it if we would have gotten to the second level. So that's why we like cover 1 when stopping the run. Remember, again, if they come out in I form or single back with heavy tight ends, you don't want to come out in nickel. You want to have as little amount of cornerbacks as possible. But at the same time, if they come out in 3 receiver set, you can't come out in 3-4. Only way I would ever come out in 3-4 or 4-3 against 3 receiver is if I'm sending a cover 0 blitz and the safeties are manned up on the slots. If you come out in a man defense where the linebacker is on the slot receiver, in this game, you're going to get destroyed. We're going to put our slot on a slant. He's not even the best receiver, and he just carves up Von Miller, who is a great NFL and Madden player, but he's just not that good in coverage. Here, a streak, which doesn't typically beat man, does because of Von Miller's poor coverage rating. Now I'm going to show you the difference going into a nickel defense. Nickel has 3 corners, which is great against 3 receivers. If they have 4 receivers, you could go to dime. If they have 5 receivers, you could go to dollar or quarter. But different type of nickel defenses is what you want to go to versus 3 receiver. You could either send a cover 1 blitz or a cover 1 robber coverage, which has a hook zone. It's also called cover 1 hole. That's going to be helpful when guarding the middle of the field. Even without that hook zone, look how good Roby just played that slot receiver. That was a streak, and he played it much better than Von Miller. Now we're going to do a slant, and he is right there, plus with the hook zone helping. That is not going to be an easy pass. Here we're going to show a clip of the hook zone playing that crossing route and actually picking the ball off. All right, and he guarded the right side, so if we were playing on the safety, let's say, and we seen the hook zone playing the right side, we could jump down and watch the left middle. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm on the free safety. I'm not playing press coverage, so as long as I have good corners like the Broncos do, I shouldn't get beat deep. The right hook zone, or the hook zone, the 3 receiver hook is playing the 3 receiver, which is on the right side, and then we're going to play the opposite side. That time I was on the linebacker. That's another good strategy you could do when playing man coverage in cover 1 is control the guy that's on the running back, especially if they're blocking him a lot. If they're going to block him, then you could take and control anywhere else as an extra zone. If they're not blocking him, you could play on the safety and also play either slants or deeper crossing routes like posts. So cover 1 hole, cover 1 robber defenses will stop the middle well, But man coverage, you still have to worry about the sidelines, C routes, corner routes, things like that. This is why I like nickel 245, dime 236, nickel 335 wide. They have outside linebackers where you could move them and you could also put them in either a hard flat, a seam flat, or a curl flat. Without doing that, if you're in off coverage, if you're not pressing, then you will give up passes to the sideline. But overall, the better your corners, the better man coverage they have, the better they will guard certain break-in routes. There you seen Roby was able to play that out route where a linebacker would never be able to play it that good. What I suggest if you're going to play man with a flat, put your best coverage linebacker in the flat and then blitz your best pass rusher. For the Broncos, you see that I blitzed Von Miller off the edge. He was able to block shed and get a sack. Here, instead of getting flat coverage, we're going to play press coverage, which is wire triangle, and then down on the left stick. That is going to defend breaking routes a lot better than in Madden 17, especially if you have the corners to do so. Both Talib and Harris are good man coverage corners. Look how good the C route just now was played by Harris. Yeah, if that was maybe Julio Jones or Odell, he could still get open. But if you have the mismatch between man coverage versus route running, you should be able to guard the C routes well, and that's without shading. If you shade coverage, that's probably better if you don't have as good of a corner, and they will play it a little better. You press wire triangle, and then you can either shade inside or outside. Left on the right stick is inside, right on the right stick is outside. Shading outside will stop outside routes better. So let's go with the C route. This is with outside shade. We were able to play it better and pick it off. That will leave you susceptible to the inside routes. So if you play outside shade and they go ahead and run slants, post routes, drag routes, things like that, they will get open better than if you didn't shade. So it's not just something where you could just shade outside every single time. This is shade outside. The slant on the left and right got open. Luckily, we had that hook zone in the middle of the field to break up the pass. Also, if you're going to play press coverage, you better have good enough corners with speed so you don't get beat deep on the one-on-one. Next thing we're going to move on to is the new deep zones for the safeties. If you play a cover one defense and you don't base align, the safety will be over the top up the middle. He is typically in a middle third deep zone. We never used to be able to really adjust him, but now we actually have the opportunity to make him play the outside left third, the outside right third, a deep left half, and a deep right half. As you can see on the left corner of your screen, play zone and the assignments, everything changed as far as a single high safety, and now you see the actual zones and what they look like. You could put them to where he could play really far to the outside. Those are the outside thirds. Or a deep half will have him play not exactly all the way to the sideline. He could also play the slot receiver. This is going to be helpful to both get two guys in the area so where they could drop the ball or where the safety can make a play and pick it. Now I'm going to put the single high safety in a deep right half, so where he can play the slot and then also the deep outside guy to get an extra guy to break up the ball. If you're facing against a team with two really good receivers, you might need to go to cover two man in pure passing situations, but against only one top receiver, I'm going to show you in a play now game, Buccaneers versus the Seahawks. Evans is someone you really need to focus on, and we have Richard Sherman. We could use coaching adjustments, which is new to Madden 18, and you could go ahead and go to cornerback matchups and match up by overall your best corner versus their best receiver. You could also match up by speed, so if you have a really fast corner, you can match up by height, which is also good, Sherman and Evans, and you can match up by depth chart. Matching up by depth chart is putting Richard Sherman, let's say, at the third corner, and having him lock up the slot, or matching him up on the second corner and having him lock him up, and then utilizing what we just broke down, putting that safety in a deep blue on the opposite side of Richard Sherman. So let's just see where Richard Sherman goes. Evans is on the left, so is Sherman. Let's go with a different play. We're going to flip that formation, and Evans is still on the left, and so is Sherman. Sherman did it flip to the right side. He's going to follow exactly where Evans is. Now we have Evans in the slot. I did not make any changes on defense. You will see that Sherman right there is in the slot. So wherever that receiver is, your best corner will follow him if you do the coverage assignments by best overall.
A first down throw for Winston. His throw.
Let's say you have a 98 speed corner and you're going against a guy that has a 97 speed receiver, and you always want him to match up with the 97 speed. You can do that. You just wouldn't do it by best overall. Instead, you would do it by speed. So you really have a lot of flexibility in stopping your opponent, both in the run game and the passing game, with adjustments like the new hook zones to the defensive line, as you're seeing. You can have them go to the right or the left in hook or vertical curls. So there's a lot of adjustments you can make in man coverage, especially cover one, and that's why we think it's going to be the best defense in Madden 18. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like the video if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Check out MaddenDaily.com. Once Madden 18 officially launches, we're going to have the best elite Madden tips on the internet to go along with daily free Madden tips on our YouTube. So make sure you check that out. Do not miss out.